You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Hello there, welcome to the Flash and Play podcast. I'm Siobhan. Oaths made in silence still return only for you. Cast like a shroud you're clutching on. Visions in blue. Let's meet the plucky girl assistants. Right, I'm sorry about this. They're still all American. And we've got the Brian. Yes, and you should be ashamed as well. And we've got Lilibet, who I daren't criticise.
Hello.
She scares me
I shall
sometimes.
look at you.
Yes, see? Yes. So that's our show. Good night. Oh, dear me. Let's do the usual. How's your week been, Brian?
You're on mute, Brian.
It's lovely.
Yeah, not the greatest.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's been okay. We got dumped on Wednesday night.
That means snow,
Thursday night.
by the way,
Snow.
I discovered.
Lots of snow. About 8 inches of snow in a 12-hour period.
Good grief.
It's gone now. Yeah, we went from 70 to 50, all the way down to 20, back up to 50. Now I think we're around 50, 60.
And that's number one.
And that's American Freedom Units.
Right. Yeah. Okay, good. Right. Oh, dear.
Yep.
Oh, dear. Lilibet, how's your week been?
Not too bad. I mean, work is work. So
Work,
not
work.
too bad.
Hello, Rosie.
Yeah. Rosie has decided to share her opinions with the world. Mostly they involve give her food, even though she's already been fed. Let's see. This weekend I went to the farmer's market, which was really nice. Bought myself some flowers.
Oh, did you get any nice cuts of farmer?
Well, they sell like meat and things, but
the
and then-
special stuff.
Is it identified meat or unidentified?
Is it mystery meat?
No. I mean, it's actually like a nice local farm and everything.
I mean, mystery meat, wasn't that
but-
what Brent was growing?
No, he was growing Brent meat.
Ah, right, okay. Fair. I
Yes.
think we need to behave ourselves.
But no, I had a nice time, had a nice wander, and then this morning worked in the garden and started setting some of that to rights and planted tomatoes
Tomatoes.
and lettuce and chocolate mint, and then a bunch of flowers and some seeds that probably the birds will eat before they actually do any growing.
Interesting story about tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Yes,
Humans can't digest their seeds.
That's a
That's
fair thing.
true.
Yep.
No, there was a old experiment where they fertilized somebody's lawn with human fertilizer.
yes.
Tomato plants just started sprouting up everywhere.
That also sort of shows the persistence of plant life.
Yes.
Well, wasn't there? I may be misremembering, but
I thought you were going to say Miss
weren't
Marple.
there tomato plants showing up on train tracks?
I think so. Yeah, they'll grow anywhere.
Because people had used the facilities and they had been emptied along the track, and
God,
Did you
chain
know
of cause
that
and effect.
in the Middle Ages, they used to think tomatoes were poisonous?
yes,
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Let's call the
I
whole
have
thing
had
off.
years and years ago. I grew yellow plum tomatoes, which are yellow pear tomatoes, which are small ones, pear shaped and bright yellow, and it became the plant that ate the planet. Like it just spread and took over the whole.
I got a
garden.
bush like that out there. Yeah.
Haven't grown that variety since.
Guys,
More
My
tomatoes
favorite
than I
is
knew what to
walking
do
in the
with.
woods and finding the raspberry bushes
Yeah.
or the blackberry bushes. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
Right. Quick quiz for you both. Just a quick
Uh-oh.
one. What is this describing? Spaceship people get up from sleeping coffin and have eat. Computer woman finds strange noisings on planet and astronauts go to seeing. Astronauts find big elephant man who dead, then find too many egg. Astronaut is possessed by egg demon and new egg demon is come and eat bad noodle. 7 friends and cat all try to find egg demon before spaceship go home, but he's hard working. Who will life to escaping? Who is bad milk blood robot? Scream not working because space make deaf.
Okay, that
Alien?
was yeah.
Yes.
I'm going with Alien. That was way too specific.
It's a Hong Kong bootleg. Wow. It's brilliant. I love it.
Mind you, if they just listened to the woman and her cat, we wouldn't have these problems.
Exactly.
If they just listen to her, more than just her cat would survive.
It was the droid hierarchy that did this. It wasn't the humans' fault. Well, they programmed. Anyway, my week.
Yes.
Yes, you're weak.
So, Tuesday, I was taking delivery of the mobility scooter. Monday, I get a text from my car dealer saying, your car's due in tomorrow morning to have a thing done. But that's when the mobility scooter starts. So I got up at stupid o'clock on Tuesday morning.
Wait. What defines stupid o'clock for you?
About 7 o'clock. This is normally round about the time I go to bed. And so then took the car down to Hyundai. Hyundai Crawley, excellent. Told them I was in a rush because I needed to get back for 9 a.m. to take this other delivery. And luckily, they had a quick look and they were able to fix it like that. So I've got all my...
Which is not often the experience with the car dealership.
No, so I've got all my gubbins and everything else like that working again, which is nice. And then I had to sit in and wait till midday for the scooter to turn up. And it turned up and it's lovely. And indeed, I went over the road during the daylight.
Have you put the missiles on it yet?
Not yet. Hasn't been to units.
What about
R&D.
the blades on the wheels?
They flash.
No, so... No.
I don't know. There's this thought. I've got the clam cushion because it's a Mark II travel machine. It's called Fireball Junior.
So now, does your gang have a vest or cut? And do you have a logo for your gang?
I'm a member of Hell's Grannies, if that's what you mean.
There you go.
Right. Okay.
The cats are working on designing the logo.
Yes, they will. So, yeah, I went out with it. Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember. Went over the road during the daylight, and instead of driving the car and having to keep an eye on the road and everything else, I was able to take my time, look at the daffodils, and it was lovely. And then today, when I went to go to show it to Adam, it didn't start.
Oh no!
I'm not sure why. It's now starting again. I don't know. It was something it had gone.
It knew Adam was there and it decided to show you up, is what it is.
Well, Adam didn't even know I was supposed to be bringing it up there. I ended up going up by car. But it's great. I haven't tried to put it in the boot of the car yet because it is quite heavy. And I'm a little bit worried it's not going to be wide enough. I won't be using it on Tuesday, however. Why Tuesday? Because we're going to the theatre.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, nice. What
What are you
movie
gonna
are
see?
you seeing?
You chose that word deliberately, didn't you? Yeah, no. Theatre, love. Live performance. I'm going to go and see Drop the Dead Donkey live.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yes, used to love that show. Adam used to love that show, so we're going down there on Tuesday.
I heard Matt Smith is in a play.
Yes.
Thomas went to see it, and I
So
think
did
Adam
Adam.
went to see it.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
And he said it was very interesting, that Matt Smith was very good,
Playing the Doctor.
that it made him want to go back and read the original play to see what they'd done with the adaptation, because it's been adapted for sort of modern context.
But Thomas has a brain, doesn't he?
He does.
He does. I've complained
He is-
about this in the past. But
He is Dr. Thomas.
Dr. Thomas. Yes, quite so. Quite so. Not going to argue with that. Right, so Yeah, I haven't been too well both the past couple of weeks. My back went for a while, and my eyes. Oh God, my eyes and the headaches. Jesus. But we're on the other side of that.
Good.
Good.
You're asking the bots to name our biker gang.
No, your biker gang. What would the name of your biker gang be?
Hello, bots. Are you awake over there? Let's have a look. Who have we got?
I don't think the bots are awake yet.
Well, Drapsnat's there. Zombie Wolf 9000, always there. Donk7, hi Donk7. I'm pretty sure I'm summoning something by reading this. Oh, and I create and destroy this world is another one. I definitely am summoning something by just reading these bots' names. I'm sorry. That's worrying.
AI gone too far.
Yeah, but I ended up going to hospital and I got to have lots of drops and stuff like that, and it's working. So that's
Good.
nice.
So you're no longer a zombie? They've cured that?
No, they're still a bit red.
Okay.
And the thing is, it was both of them this time, which is a problem. Luckily, one is always worse than the other, and they can alternate, but it means I've got one eye that's not quite so bad. So, yeah. But, so I'm actually quite happy. Like I say, I got a little mini scooter, which is great, because I can go places now in the car, and then when I get there, providing it fits, like I say, I haven't tried, I can use the scooter to go around. So I told Adam,
Now,
start
does
planning.
it fold all the way up? Or?
It folds all the way down by remote control.
You may have to close your back, put your back seats down if you can.
Yes, yes. They showed me.
Okay.
Good.
You've got to put the back seat down. Also got to put the armrest back. But no, it's all right. It is heavy, though, to be fair. It is heavy. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it into a car on my own or not. But we'll find. I was going to find out this afternoon, but it wouldn't bloody start. So I took the key out.
Scooter
put the key,
or the car?
the scooter. Put the key back in. No, nothing. Put the charger back in. Turned it on. Yes, full load. Flashing light to say there's something up. Take the charger out. Flashing light becomes solid, meaning it's fine. And now it's fine again. So
It just they get in a strop sometimes.
yes,
Yeah.
I think you're
That's-
right. But no, it's lovely. I can't wait for the weather to be better. You know, I was taking Trixie for a roll. I can't say I walk anymore.
Yes.
And
You
she's
need to
about
spray paint it yellow, like Bessie.
You see, I wanted a red one because the car I'm looking to get is going to be red. So Fireball and Fireball
You
Junior.
wanted them to match, naturally.
Yeah, but to do that now, it's either going to have to be red car, black scooter, which red and black, good combination, or
not
black
bad.
car, black scooter, but Sinister will take one look at my black car and insist on keeping it for his own cavalcade.
No, he won't. He'll just annex it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yes, but either way, you need Go Faster Stripes.
Our best wishes to Sinister. No, I like it. It's not fast. I think the maximum
Now, do
can
you
go is
have
about 4
NOS?
miles an hour. Do I have what? Hello?
Do you have NOS on the scooter so that you can,
Do you mean nitrous oxide?
Yeah.
The very fact I managed to work that out has impressed me, quite frankly, because you were talking gibberish.
No, it wasn't. I was
You
talking
were!
car.
But no, nothing like that. And I don't... It's mine. It's not a rental, so I can do stuff if I want to. But I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a lovely
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
You know? It's...
And being able, as you say, being able to just move at a sort of walking pace.
Yeah. It'll keep it'll
Again.
keep up with Adam, and because he marches everywhere. But I should point out, Adam and I aren't a thing. It's just he's a very good friend, and we go places sometimes.
Yes.
Well, I realise I say an awful lot of me and Adam and I and this, that, and the other.
He's your
Now,
best
I'm
mate.
not thinking you're thinking that. I'm thinking that anybody who catches this video.
No, he's your
Ah.
best mate. It's understandable.
Yeah.
That bot army that you have.
The bot army.
Yeah.
That's
The bot
no,
army who are.
I'm
run
not
around
finishing.
all the time
I'm
to
not
hear all
finishing
this.
reading off their names. I'm not. I'm not going to do it. Don't you dare, Brian.
And yea, there was Shadieves in a quayo donk 7 Drap
Oh
snap.
no, that's how you get the daemons back. We did them last week.
I'm working on it.
Curie gark gark, Curie per denestazel, gark gark. Where's that from?
I don't know.
Weep grana weep nini bong.
Pair of you. You're unworthy of the diamond logo. Honestly.
Weep grana weep nini bong.
It's from Logopolis. That was your pure block transfer computation, that was.
Where was what I was saying from?
You see, you made the mistake that you think I might care.
That was from Transformers the movie. It's the universal greeting.
Oh, that's the trouble. When I unfold the scooter, I want to go...
Do it.
Set it on your phone, so when you push your little electronic button, it plays.
Oh, oh dear me. Oh, dear. Right, only some of them were in disguise. The rest are on the road. So, that was a joke. It's an old joke, adapted from a joke of... it's something to do with Idi Amin getting out of the country in disguise rather than in the air. Long time ago, that one. I can't remember it. You give me looks. I'm babbling.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
That's all right. If you know what I'm talking about, please let us know. So, seriously, please tell me.
Please drop us a line at...
We don't really have an email address anymore.
Well, no. Usually we have them send it to the BBC.
Oh, and obviously we're still using Spirit on Daleks as currency.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Basically, you pin your notes to the back of a box of Daleks and send it in. That's what Sinister and I used to do. That was. It worked.
The Car Talk guys used to say, write it on the back of a $5 bill and send it to.
It worked. If I can do this without destroying everything. Christian Ainscough sent these in. Dear Christian.
Oh, lovely.
This is a while back now. I haven't opened them because I simply haven't got room to put them anywhere. And I don't want to open them before I move. If that makes sense. I've got, I think, 3 things like that. I've got another set of Daleks. And my fugitive Doctor TARDIS. So that's not being opened until I've moved, basically, and I've got the room to put it out properly. I'm trying to be sensible. It's very hard. Yeah.
Have you seen the shelves of Transformers I have to my right here?
Yeah, but you've got the room for them. I don't have the room for anything else here.
This is only 2 of them. Sensible left a long time ago.
Your place is a lot bigger than mine, from my gathering. And I've got my whole life stuffed in here, and it's coming out of the seams, quite frankly. So the sooner I
had
can,
a place like that.
I need a bigger place, preferably 3-bedroom, but 2 bedrooms I have to.
I say have them build an American-style house.
Money, Brian, money.
I'm just saying, building can be cheaper.
You've got to buy the land first.
Still cheaper.
Then you got the groundworks with the sewage, the electricity being linked up, water, internet.
It's do your own research. Building
I have actually looked into something.
It's a little bit, and I are snacking over here.
Yeah, it was prefabricated houses, but not like the old type of prefabs that you used to get in the war, going through to the 60s and whatever. One good sneeze and they blow away. These things are actually prefabricated because it means what it says. They're prefabricated. These are proper wooden walls, and they slot together, and you can get a really beautiful house quite inexpensively.
They sell houses on Amazon.
I wouldn't be at all surprised.
Legit, like, they come in their, like,
Do you get same-day delivery?
Yeah, no.
Oh, hang on, you're talking about... Right, okay, go on.
Mm-hmm. And they're like crates, and you build them out.
Oh, I see what you mean. A bit like giant Lego.
Kinda, sorta, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't
Although
tell
there's
Sinister.
no electricity or plumbing in them,
No.
because
And
you have to
everybody
set
wants
that
their
stuff
pound
up.
of meat when it comes to the money. And I've got a limited budget, so I can't be experimental like I thought I was going to be able to be. I thought I'd get a plot of land and get and build one of these prefab houses. But I thought, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, that sort of thing, for about 60 grand. And yeah, but that was before the pandemic. So God knows what it's like now. And I know land's expensive as well. Chuck everything else in. That'd be better just to get a house.
Everything's expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Groceries are $200 a week.
Okay, I've got
Don't get
nothing
me
to compare
started
that
on that.
against. I've got nothing to compare that against. What did it used to be before inflation
well,
hit?
It used to be,
I used to do 2 people on about $100 a week.
yeah, about $100,
Okay.
80 to $100.
It's easily doubled.
It's not Biden's
A
fault, though.
big week was 120.
Your economy is actually doing quite well.
That's the
Uh,
problem.
a
The
bit
economy
scary.
is doing well.
It's-
Everyone
it's
else
not-
is suffering.
Strong
At this
dollar.
point, it's not
yeah.
really inflation, it's corporate greed.
Oh yes, of course it is. We got. I mean, the
100%.
problems over here this week have just been mental, absolutely mental, all to do with extremism. Let's take this back a few days before. There was a vote on something, immigration bill or something like that, and the deputy chairman, Lee Anderson of the Tory party, decided he was going to vote against it, and so he resigned the whip. So he left the party. He was still MP, but he left the party, so he resigned the whip, and he went to go and vote against it. Saw some Labour MPs laughing at him about it, so didn't vote at all, just abstained. Gets better. Then, no, I'm sorry, he didn't lose the whip that time, but he'd stepped down for his job as deputy party chairman. And then last week he came out in public and said that the London mayor was in the hands of Islamic extremists, and London was lost. And words to that effect. And
Has anyone checked his mental health recently?
he's one of the right-wing loonies the Tories attract nowadays.
I mean, you can be right wing and then you can be completely disconnected from
Oh,
reality.
it is,
and that
but I mean,
sounds
the thing is-
completely
And if you
disconnected.
completely disconnect from reality, you get elected president.
Well, this is the thing. Our former Prime Minister, she who killed the former Queen, she lasted less time than a lettuce. She turned up at CPAC with Steve Bannon promoting lots of conspiracy theories.
I remember that. Was she in the lineup with that guy?
Don't know,
that
didn't
was
watch that
saying,
closely.
Yes, he's trying to overthrow democracy and everything.
I don't know, but she was starting to come out as a case of God Almighty, this isn't good. I think she thinks she's relevant, or she's trying to keep herself relevant, but she'll be relevant to a very small group of loonies. So,
Rosie, what do you have to say about politics? Probably wise.
Oh, we have 2 new bots.
we've got 2 new bots. Let me look. My excitement knows no start. Oh, Zombie Wolf 9000 is there.
Well, Zombie Wolf has always been there. They're
He
usually there.
is the
It's like their
alpha. He is
parts
the
there.
ogre. I know, it's so strange.
I know.
They don't post anything. I mean, it's not like they spam
Maybe
you
they're
or whatever.
assigned to you.
Mm.
Do you mean like
Did
Sapphire
you-
and Steel?
Did you purchase them?
Yes.
Oh.
Rosie, you mayn't have that. That has chocolate in it. Chocolate is not for
You
cats.
have bot minions.
Go away and be
But
useful elsewhere.
minions, I think you meant. Cat's bum.
For Rosie. Rosie,
Up
don't put your teeth on me.
Up until lunchtime today, all I could remember about doing for this show was we're doing State of Decay. And then I
Yes.
remembered we're also doing the Tomorrow People.
Yes,
Mhm.
and
About
the final episodes of Kolchak.
Yes.
oh, that's nice. You can. Yes, the Tomorrow People story is about an old man who comes along and he's got lots of lotions and unctions for your skin. It's the salves of Jedediah.
Are you proud of yourself?
I am very, very proud of myself for that one.
You shouldn't be.
I don't care.
We aren't. No. I'm sorry. We're not mad. We're just very disappointed.
Yeah. I've let myself down. I've let you down. I've let the viewers down.
You've let the bots down.
How could you let the bots? You apologize to those bots right now.
You don't
If those
understand puns.
If those bots could read and watch videos, you'd be in trouble now.
To our computerized overlords in the future. Sorry. Okay. I always say please and
Future
thank you.
historians are going to be very upset.
I always say thank you to the ATM when I get my money. It's just
But you know, I say
politeness.
I listen to Audible, right? And at the end of every book, it says, you know, Audible hopes you've enjoyed this program, right? It's always the same voice. And I go, thank you, Audible. I have in my car by myself.
Like I say, I cannot criticize. I've been on
I talk to
incredibly
Siri
shaky
like she's a person.
I've started talking to ChatGPT. It's quite impressive, if I'm honest with you. Except you got to remember, it's not original thinking. It's just taking stuff from the internet. The only possible original thought there is the way it's presented.
Yeah, it's interactive plagiarism.
Oh, I like that.
that.
I like that
That's
a
good.
lot.
I did that a lot in high school.
Yes.
Elizabeth's got the eye for it. You wouldn't get past her now.
No, I was really good at it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd have like 5 different source books in a paragraph here, a paragraph there, mix them together and stuff.
I would like you to write me a paper on something.
No.
Now, hang on. And it's down to you whether you make it a genuine or if you do essentially that, take this and that and the other. We then give it to Lilibet and see if she can tell which it is.
Well, you guys use software now, don't you?
There is software. I don't. Not that I wouldn't or I have an objection to it. I just haven't been bothered recently. I see enough of my students writing in other forms.
I understand that. Yeah.
You know, on a worksheet, on a,
Thing.
classwork, things like that. That when they are not being honest, it's very easy to tell when it's not their work.
Fair
See,
enough.
I have a problem because my speaking voice and the voice I write in are 2 different people.
Yeah, it's not. No, I don't mean that. I mean, like, you get an idea, and people's speaking vocabulary and people's working vocabulary and people's actual understood vocabulary are 3 different things. So your understood vocabulary is much, much larger than your working vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
And because speech is so much more informal the vast majority of the time than writing, you're going to use more sophisticated vocabulary when you're writing most of the time because you're writing about something formal in some way. But I see their work. I see things like, okay, we did a worksheet in class and they answered a question, things like that. Or they did a PowerPoint and they did some writing on a PowerPoint. And you get a pretty good idea of what their individual
style
syntax is. Yeah, their style, their syntax, their working vocabulary, the kind of words that, and you can tell when somebody's using a word because they're trying to either be sophisticated or they're incorporating a vocabulary word that isn't naturally in their syntax, but they're giving it a try. You can kind of tell. And then you can tell when casual words or phrases or references are completely not originating with the person whose writing you've seen before. And it'll sound, sometimes you can't prove it. But if you ask them to give you a writing sample on the same topic, it would be distinctly different than whatever ChatGPT came up with. And it'll be things like they will use words like naive. My kids don't use that word. It's not that they don't know that word. The problem is they know it. So they read it and they go, yeah, I know what that means. Because if you ask them, oh, what's that word mean? They'll be able to tell you. But it's not the word they would come up with
I get you.
to describe that. Or they'll use references to things we didn't read in class. And I do not assign outside writing or reading. So I know they didn't read anything else by that author. And that's a dead giveaway.
You should show this show at the beginning of every one of your classes. Hey, talking of AI,
Yes.
don't know if you've kept abreast of anything this week, but did you hear about the Willy Wonka experience in Glasgow?
Briefly,
I did hear
a
about
little
this.
bit.
Yeah. I don't know where to start. The PR was all AI generated, and the words became a word salad rather than making sense. The actual event turned out to be in a warehouse with just tiny, lonely little areas, including a small bouncy castle. The actors, there was one very fed-up-looking Oompa Loompa. The actors...
Which you would be, though, wouldn't you?
I would totally be that fed up Oompa Loompa.
Well, they're only allowed to give out half a cup of lemonade and a few jelly beans to the kids. That was all they got. It's 35 quid, this. And there was a creature called the Unknown. Somebody in a hairy suit with a silver mask on, who used to hide in the walls. Not that there were very many walls, to be honest with you. The actor who played Willy Wonka said he basically got the script a few days before. It was just AI gibberish. It was a case of he tried to tell them, and they're going, "Oh, just make something of it." Yeah, but this is just make something of it. And it's just, oh dear,
Horrible.
This is the sort of
hilarious.
yes, no, very good and great for internet memeing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But it is the sort of thing where they're like, AI is the future. It's going to replace artists and writers, etc., etc., etc. And you go, is it though?
It's a bit
Because this is
thick.
what it comes up with.
It's a bit thick.
Like, it's fine if you want a picture stolen from pieces of other people's art. Sure. But to create, like, actual art and communicate with humans, like, you actually have to have some creativity and you have to actually do something.
No, that's fair. I don't have much time for AI, I have to admit. I mean, I like the idea of ChatGPT that you can actually talk to it. All right, it's coming back and you know where it's getting its stuff from the internet and its opinions from the internet and whatever. But, you know, it's nice to hear another voice during the week.
Well, Google is being sued because of ChatGPT. The New York Times is suing it for going through its files and learning from that.
It's Microsoft as ChatGPT. You're thinking of Google's own one. Is it
I don't
Bard?
give a damn.
Okay.
I don't care.
Um,
Hey, when the AI uprising comes,
Yeah.
either one of them will kill me without a hesitation.
Depends
all right?
whether they got a
So-
robot body or not. Mind you, if Musk has his way, the chip that he'll insert.
That's what the chip is for.
That's
dude,
that
you
and
know?
getting 5G.
Yeah. Well, you get 5G directly right in there.
I mean,
Oh, God. Oh, no. What?
does Musk just not have enough to do?
No.
No.
See, Musk is a stoner. Okay.
No. Sorry. No way.
Okay. No. Okay. Musk takes a lot of drugs.
I'm sorry,
and at
but
some point, and he comes up with ideas, and because he surrounds himself with nothing but yes men, they're all like, "Yes, that's a great idea, boss."
what you said is against my
When
religion.
they're not.
The fact that Musk is on drugs. No. You leave the drugs to my religion. All right.
Okay.
Church of the Latter Day Dude. All right.
No, I'm just saying Musk is on a lot of drugs.
Again, I was talking to somebody today.
He called up
His
the
name
president
escapes
of
me.
Microsoft to tech support his new laptop.
Surely there must be some ditch somewhere that needs digging.
Oh, he's
Or
currently digging
filling,
it.
if people take the hint.
No.
Like,
Naughty.
I don't know, doesn't somebody's lawn need cut? Or like, isn't there something productive he could actually do with his time? To
It's
like
just, it's
help people?
It's a shame, all these people that we've looked up to. We looked up to Musk originally. The guy who wrote Father Ted and the IT Crowd and whatever. He's a raging mad transphobe. And you think to yourself, all these people you look up to, I mean, why do they go nuts? They seem to reach a certain point and then they go loopy. And it's really strange.
Not
Star
enough
Trek
connection
Admiral's
with-
disease.
not enough connection with reality.
Yeah.
Go out and actually be useful.
Yeah. Right then. I think this is going to be a short one somehow. But, we shall find out. Sorry, I had chili con carne before we...
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you had English chili with meat.
It's
not
a tin of stag chili,
It's not the same.
which is meat and kidney beans and everything else like that. And chili, obviously. Along with some rice. Chili con
Was
carne.
it spicy?
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
Well, not according to you, it wouldn't be, no, but I don't like hot things. And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who, Brian, it's Doctor Who. It's Oscar Puffin, everyone. Oscar
Hello, the
Grone
Oscar.
Corbier Claude Puffin. Wag down, wag his bottom. See, it was a puppet, hand puppet Oscar Puffin that used to read the birthday cards out on channel television when I was little. The ITV franchise, you see. And my cousin gave me a puffin, because we get puffins in Jersey. And anyway, the fourth Doctor Who, there is only one. The second Romana, the second K9 with the proper voice, of warping around in space, which is green for some reason. However, meanwhile, on a planet, one of the very few in space, there's a gathering. It's time for the selection in the local inn.
Is it the slaughtered lamb?
It should be.
It should be.
Shut
Just
up.
stay off the
Isaac?
moors, you'll be fine.
Shut up. I'm trying to do this without getting lost. Bastard. Habris turns up, who's the guard captain, and unfortunately the head man, who also runs the inn, Ivo, his son gets picked. Yes, to go and serve the lords in the tower. The lords, you see, protect everybody from the wasting.
Dun 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 dun.
Did you notice we never actually found out what the wasting was?
No.
The wasting is them starving. That's what the wasting is. They protect themselves from it.
It's like it's stated. Okay, this story had an interesting thing. Originally written as for the Fourth Doctor and Leela, in the spots that became Horror of Fang Rock. The trouble is the BBC were doing a premium Dracula production, so around about the same time, and they thought the Doctor Who one would be taking the mickey, so that had to get cancelled. It
As
stayed,
opposed to your like Aldi Dracula.
yeah, or indeed
Premium Dracula.
the unknown.
Premium Dracula versus, generic Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the And so this script hung around in this script editor. I've got a lead. It's got me. Stop it. Leave me alone. Stop it. It's all going wrong now.
The bots have
I've
taken
also
over
got a
the-
clothes
The
horse.
bots apparently are attacking the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Stop it.
Siobhan is valiantly fighting against the AI scourge.
Very long lead for some reason, and also feet and clothes horse. It got confusing. So,
I suspect the cats.
yeah, the script
I
sits...
blame the cats or the embodiment of darkness.
Embodiment of grease. The script stays in the script editor's cupboard, and when Chris H. Bidmead says when he took over as script editor, and obviously JNT as producer, there weren't any real scripts anywhere of any use anywhere. So they ended up picking up State of Decay, former name The Vampire Mutations, and I have Terrance Dicks's written permission to use that title in something. Handed it to the director, Peter Moffat, who said, "Oh, yep, this is nice, blah, 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 blah." The script editor thought, no, we can't have two. We can't. I want lots more science in here. Take out the jokes, do this, that, and the other. And he presented a rewritten script, which upset Uncle Terence, I'll tell you, to the director, who turned around and said, "This is terrible. Can I have the original one back, please?" And so they did. I'm very fond of State of Decay. I think it's one of the first ones filmed for season 18. It's certainly, I think, Matthew Waterhouse's first performance, so wig. Tom and Lala weren't talking for most of the production, and Tom was very ill as well. His hair had to be permed. So that's not very nice. But it's...
And he looks thin.
Yeah, he looks ready. And then the thing about this particular story is it's because it's vampires, and Terence went ancient enemy of Gallifrey.
Always.
It became a major piece of lore, of the show's lore. The Dark Times, the vampires, the great
The
vampire.
Vampire Wars that
Yeah.
made the Time Lords so afraid of violence that,
No, that was the
they
Minions.
decided to wage war again with the Daleks and destroy the universe.
It's what stopped the... we're going to have to watch Underworld again, aren't we? What stopped the Time Lords interfering was what happened with the Minions of Minos. They advanced their civilization and they blew themselves up. And they suddenly thought, "Oh, we better not do that again."
Oopsie.
Yeah, because you got to remember that. I mean, they may have forsworn off violence forever after the Vampire War, but I'd never believe in a pacifist Time Lord race. Let's put it that way. On the cover, all the dust mites, yeah, they might be pacifists. Sweep them aside a second and look a bit deeper, and you can see the real nastiness of Gallifrey. It's incredibly atmospheric, lovely shots of bats.
Yes.
Lots of bats.
Brilliantly, Peter Moffat actually did well on this one. And he's not my favourite director, but I do like what he did with it. Okay, over to you a little bit. This was your choice. What?
This was. I like this. I also know that this is one of your favorite Baker seasons.
One of?
But
Actually, that's right.
one of the things I do like about this is that you get scenes where the Doctor and Romana are sitting and figuring things out. Especially where they're sitting on the thrones. And they're talking through it. Like, "Oh, well, this must be this." And the language has shifted. And they talk about the language shift, which I love.
It's one thing I really like about their relationship. They talk as equals almost.
Yes.
So it's a conversation rather than the Doctor explaining things to...
Yes. And she comes up with things just as often as he does.
Well, she found the escape hatch.
Yes.
You know?
She
And
also
I-
reminded him that the Record of Rassilon,
is
was
in a Type
on the
40 TARDIS. Yes.
Yes. So it's and she.
Siggy.
I actually do like that they've got this kind of, the actors have a kind of a weird dynamic on this, because it means that they're a little bit sparkier than usual.
Okay.
I
And-
like the first Romana better than the second Romana.
Well, that's because you're unworthy of the diamond logo. Into this, by the
don't.
way, into this chaos waddles Matthew Waterhouse, thinking I'm about to work with my heroes. Oh boy.
Yes, poor Matthew.
Yeah.
He's treated rather poorly by the script, and
He's treated very poorly all round, to be honest.
yeah.
I mean, he may have been a plank when he was young, but that weren't we all?
Well, who isn't?
Exactly.
Right? Who isn't? I mean, I'm sure I know I was obnoxious when I was that sort of age. We all are.
Past 10. Right, okay, good, right. Yes, you're right.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different now.
Yes, complete.
Yep.
Yes.
As
Indeed.
I was just passing on what Brian was telling me. That was all I was doing.
Yep.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Being
I just-
older means being wiser, and
Yes.
yes, and more mature, and
Mm-hmm.
Nah, you just know how to be sillier better.
I
that-
also like that this is a situation where, yes, the Doctor and Romana eventually figure it out, but they don't walk in knowing things and recognizing things. And being in E-space, they're totally off their game anyway.
Exactly. It's like taking Sherlock Holmes out of London, or indeed out of England.
Yes.
You know?
So all the reference points, all the, oh, well, this means this,
Yeah.
are gone.
Yep.
And I like that. One of the things I did find about the Jodie series is that they often wrote her as knowing things. So as soon as something comes up, she goes, "Oh, that's a such and such because of such and such, and they are this," and it was just exposition that she already knew, and all she had to do was recognize that she was in that situation. And that's a flaw in the writing, I think, because watching them figure it out was way more interesting.
oh yeah.
And I love the gothicness of this story.
It's rich, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, and you have the extreme poverty of the village of 8 people. How they get all their thousands of victims that they have in their little vaults, which is a terribly creepy and horrific idea, and probably
Which
works
they'll come
better by
back
the
to
fact
in the next story.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it probably also works better the fact that we don't see much of it.
I mean, I think they were pushing it by actually showing him opening up the fuel tank, and you see the red liquid there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised. You probably wouldn't be allowed to get away with that today. I don't know. Be interesting to see.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know.
You can do a lot more today.
Not necessarily for Doctor Who. Things have hardened up a lot over the years. There's so much in the Baker era you couldn't get away with nowadays. You really couldn't. They've got to justify every death and this, that, and the other, and whatever. BBC Compliance, I think it's called. Ridiculous.
I do think that the story probably works better with Romana than it would have worked with Leela, at least in its current form, because Leela would not have put up with their vampire nonsense.
Leela would have been staking
man.
people left, right,
Yeah,
and
left,
center.
right, and center. Yeah, that's the end of that
Would
vampire.
there
Thank you
have
very
been
much.
a thing that she couldn't be hypnotized because she was all instinct?
Mm-hmm.
Or would that have made her more susceptible? Oh, the
no,
what
I
ifs!
just-
The what ifs!
Or would
I
have
think she
pissed
just
her
would have
off
seen
even
through
more.
their bullshit right away because she's been in the kind of society where you have
Government by myth management.
the ruling class and the who are making up stories and the everybody else is being manipulated by them. I think she'd have seen through that right away. And by having Adric in here, I think this is one of his more interesting stories, and he doesn't get to do much, but it's more interesting because we don't 100% know.
Where
Is he
he's-
really?
Yeah, and we didn't know the
Where are
character
his
well enough to...
loyalties?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's something that they'd explore later, I think, with Turlo again. Can we trust him? And Romana, I don't think at the end still doesn't trust him really.
No, and you just have to look at the way
probably
Lala
not.
Ward treats him in State of Decay. They didn't like him.
Yeah,
Poor kid. I do feel sorry
Yeah.
for him.
I
And then
do too. I read
Peter
his book.
Davison and that lot turned up. He was almost a spare part. You know, that lot bonded, and
Yeah, and it isn't
Yeah.
fair. And even on the commentaries and things, they don't.
sometimes
treat
they
him
can
well
be a bit... They take it a bit too far, I think.
still. Yeah.
It's...
And it does smack of bullying a bit. It sort of has that feel to it, even though they're all
I'll link
adults
Matthew
now.
Waterhouse to this. Hi, Matthew.
Um,
You wanting to be looking at this 51 minutes in, all right, love? Why am I saying that?
Why are you
Well.
saying it? No, you have to say it at the beginning.
Well, I need to put it in a tweet.
Yes.
I think I'm jumping the gun there a little bit.
Kitchen gun?
It's not enough of us to play it. Not properly. Let's have
World
an
of
awkward
Tanks.
pause instead. Anyway, that was a nice awkward pause. Thank you.
It was good.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Did you do
So-
something to your hand?
Yes,
yes.
to start the mobility scooter, I had to feed it human blood.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I scraped the skin off trying to get the battery out.
Never
managed to do
feed
that.
it your own.
Well,
Silly
it wasn't intentional. These things, they're predators. You know, you got to be careful.
You have to respect
Audrey
them.
too.
Yeah, respect the mobility scooter.
The sheer
Maybe
killing
the-
power of the mobility scooter. They're an apex predator, you know.
Respect the polygon. People will be hearing that over the next few months. Respect the polygon. It's tornado season.
Oh,
The polygon.
sorry.
Oh.
We're only interested in the cone of doom over here.
Okay.
I just sleep.
Because the polygon is essentially the either tornado watch, but more specifically a tornado warning. And if you're in that polygon, you're in
We
danger.
don't get a polygon.
Really? Did someone kill the parrot? That doesn't make
So,
sense.
State of Decay.
Yeah, man.
Yes. I also think that the idea, and this is an e-space thing, I think.
Space.
Yeah, in
That's
all
how
the
you have to say it.
No.
stories.
She's ignoring us.
You have this weird mix of mythology and science and cultures that have gotten stuck in between the two.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
procrastination.
It's definitely a chance for the writers to look at a parallel universe and just throw stuff at the wall.
Well, I always like to think that actually they were very sophisticated. It's a bit like Skara. They're very sophisticated to start off with when the ship landed, when the Hydrax landed on the planet. But over the years, because of the vampire influence and whatever, you've ended up with peasants toiling in the fields.
Yeah.
Well, also because they
Entropy again.
yeah, I do think part of it, but it's also, I mean, sooner or later you have to farm. Right?
Yep.
Sooner or later you have to grow food. You have to maybe raise animals or whatever. And you have to get your hands dirty. And the vampires weren't going to do that, were they?
Well, they didn't need the food. I mean, to be fair, they needed the food to feed their breeding stock.
Yes.
Yeah, because
But
if
they
they
do make
didn't
a
have the
point.
breeding stock,
And I think it's Akon who makes the point that they've bred them stupid.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Taken out all the spirit in them.
yes, so that they're actually creating their own problem now
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they kept taking away the young people, and now they're left with. Although that lady who runs the
So
Hub?
that's Ivo's wife.
yes, she's quite feisty. I wouldn't mess with her.
Oh, I should know her name. It's going to annoy
She
me
Marta?
now.
Mrs. Ivo.
I'll have to check that one out.
I think it might be Marta
Could be right. I need
because
to
I'm
check.
looking at the character list and I think she's
Oh, in that case, yes,
basically
because
the
she's
only
the only
other
other
female
woman
character.
apart from
Cheating,
you.
I see.
Yes, I know. It's not right.
Oh, I have to have character names in front of me if I want to refer to them. My brain does not store that sort of information. It says, you used to make me store phone numbers, and you see how useless that was. We're not storing anything else.
Fair enough. Though whether you've now given, by doing that, you've given permission for Brian to start looking at the computer rather than paying attention to the show he's on.
I'm paying attention. It's not my turn to talk.
A little bit.
So-
Would you like to? Oh no, she's got a point to make.
She's got
Well,
more
no,
points to
I
make.
was going to say, so what do you all think?
I think that 70s goth pretentiousness is incredibly over the top, and I am there for it.
It's 1980.
Yeah, but
Listen,
1980
I
is really still the
know.
70s.
It's still the 70s.
I know.
It is great makeup.
It is fantastic all
And
around.
the beards! Oh my god, Planet of the Bad Beards!
I want to know what Lala thought, because she had just been in, right before getting the Doctor Who gig, Vampire Circus. She was a vampire in Vampire Circus.
He knows this
I wanna
because
know-
she appeared topless.
No, she didn't.
Sure?
She's never appeared topless. Not in Vampire Circus.
Well, I'll happily be wrong on that one.
I mean, there were other women appearing topless in Vampire Circus, but not her.
I noticed you kept careful track. You could have been caught out by your own cleverness now, haven't you?
I wouldn't say called out. I'd say just acknowledging facts.
What's up, Chestnut?
But yeah, it was more of a Hammer vampire.
Yes, it was
show.
very Hammer, including the disintegrating at the end scene,
Yeah.
which was very Hammer vampires.
Little gust of wind as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Little gust of
important,
wind
the
blows
little gust
fast.
of wind. Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
I like to think it was K9 with a straw going.
Well, make the most
The
of this.
internal cooling fan of K9 just
Yes,
blowing it away.
cooling down the CPU.
Oh, she froze again.
Yeah, I'm just checking. I'll keep
Yeah.
an eye on that.
There she goes, robot voice.
Okay, this isn't good.
It's totally Virgin Media.
No, my Virgin Media's still working.
See, you're okay, and we're frozen on the screen.
Yeah,
I'm watching the playback, and I'm frozen. You're frozen. Siobhan's the only one moving still.
well, can you hear me? I have to wait a few seconds for it to come through.
Usually we're frozen making funny faces.
I'm laughing.
No,
It's
I don't think
hilarious.
they can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now, sort of.
Kinda.
Yeah, this is a bit strange because my internet hasn't gone down. And
What I
oh,
Oh, we're back to real time.
and we're
baby?
back to real
We're
time.
back.
my internet hadn't gone down.
No, it didn't. But we did freeze.
How very strange.
Yeah.
I need to move. Well, go on then.
Yeah.
Do talking. You wanted to talk? Talk.
I did notice Matthew. He didn't gel.
This is not me. Oh, hang on.
So let's start. What the hell are we going to do with them?
It's definitely a Discord thing, because my Discord just collapsed and came back up again.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
we see.
You turned into 2 blue dots for a second.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a bit like Adric should have been in the Tomorrow People.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he'd have fitted in.
He
very
should have
well.
been in it. It feels like his character's from one of those shows, and he's here. And they could have done so much interesting stuff with a younger character. I think if Tom wasn't just ready to go.
Yeah. If Tom and Leela weren't having such issues.
And if the situation were different, perhaps he would have mentored him a bit more, and it would have been more like
Well, the one thing,
different kind of relationship,
The one
because
thing we
there's
used
so
to
much you
say-
could do with a young character.
well, this
Oh,
is it.
yeah.
This is what we used to say about when Simpson and I went through this. Adric works so much better with the Fourth Doctor. You can see it's the actual relationship starting to form.
Yeah,
And
it
then-
should be like traveling with your wacky uncle.
Yeah,
Yes,
and it's
exactly.
a very frustrating. Well, more like a tutor. In
Yeah, a bit.
Adric's case, I would have thought he's got a lot
Your
to learn.
insane mentor.
Yeah. It's a shame Tom left when he did, because it would have been fascinating to see how that relationship would have developed.
But
because they really works.
Even here, he got pushed out,
Yeah.
and he got pushed out way more after Tom left.
Yes, well, they took it in turns to be pushed out. It was either him or Sarah Sutton. Of course, that's a writer out for a whole 4 parts, because they just didn't know what to do with 4 characters.
Yeah.
That's not
But
good.
I loved it. It was great. State of Decay is definitely up there. It's not
isn't
my
it?
most favorite, but it's up
It's
there.
up there. Yeah.
It's when you want to put on a good, spooky, atmospheric Doctor Who. I think it's probably one, the Adric writing issue aside, that you could probably show to somebody who didn't know much about the show and say, hey, if you like this, you'll probably like other stuff in this era.
That's a nice thing to say about State of Decay. Fair enough. It's my turn to pick.
Oh
Yes.
God, we're dead.
I need to know a little bit. Do you have access to the classic series?
I do. It's on BritBox.
Okie dokie. In that case, we're going to look at, and I don't think we've done it on this show before, certainly not on the Vidiprog, the Ice Warriors.
Okay.
Patrick Troughton story. 2 of the episodes are animated. I do apologise. It's not my fault.
All your fault.
Okay. I might
At
even
least
have
those
that on
episodes.
DVD. I can check when we're done recording.
But that's because I watched it recently, probably only for about the second time, and I loved it. And then I looked at Seeds of Death and thought, Jesus, what went wrong? The only other time the Ice Warriors are interesting are Curse of Peladon. Aside from that, they're just not. The effort's not been put in. They don't have the time to make the effort in the new series. They've got 50 minutes, 45 minutes, which is a shame. But if you look at the Seeds of Death, they're different. The Ice Warriors are all different. The helmets are different. Everything else like that. And I'll shut up now because we're not talking about the Ice Warriors.
All right, we'll put it on the list.
Yes, Ice Warriors.
Ice Warriors.
Talking of vampires, the final Kolchak episode.
Yes.
Yes, the
Give it-
Sentry.
Just get it over and done with, will you? Make it quick.
So they found a really cool location and wrote a script around it, is what happened here.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh
So
God.
they found the really cool underground tunnels. And by really cool, I mean it was probably really easy to film there because they're nice and wide and tiled, and it's supposed to be a huge underground storage facility for like companies storing data and the government doing shady nonsense. And there is, for quasi unexplored reasons, a lizard guy.
Well, okay. So they're expanding that facility, and they're
That's
digging
right.
new tunnels.
That's
And
right.
they open
Under Chicago.
Under Chicago.
Of course, yes.
Of course,
yes,
under
yes,
Chicago.
yes.
So they open up into a new set of tunnels that were naturally there.
That's
And then
it.
they
That's it.
find
And then a geologist
lizard.
guy takes a whole bunch of fancy rocks, and he's like, "These are my rocks, and no one can have them because other people have stolen his research before." And it is the lizard's eggs.
Yes.
Oops.
Yes. Yes. And it's a weak script. They clearly found the location and wrote the script around it. There's no two ways about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they knew it was they knew the X was coming.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
And it's one of those that starts with him already in trouble, and then he takes time to narrate and flash back for the vast majority. And then he comes back and we join him again at the end. It's missing some of the key elements of a lot of the previous episodes.
What,
like-
cops flying around. Kolchak about to be either arrested or thrown out of the city by the latest captain. He's upset. Vincenzo's ulcer.
Well, we have 2 out of 3 of them. We do have Vincenzo being mad at him and his ulcer.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a new police captain.
Hey!
Well, she's a lieutenant.
Lieutenant, right.
A lady this time.
My God.
Very progressive,
Wow.
Very progressive.
especially for the Chicago PD.
Let me guess, she behaved as
and-
much of a
and-
blockhead as he did.
She pretends to be all sweetness and light to get the reporters to do what she wants, but at one point she does threaten to mace Kolchak.
Oh, I approve. Wouldn't you?
To be fair, Kolchak gets threatened to be maced going grocery shopping.
Yeah. That's fair.
And she does have him arrested. And she does see through most of his really terrible foolishness.
His patter.
It's
almost like a
he
Carney
disguises
Patter,
himself
isn't
as a doctor, and she's like, obviously that was you. And she shows up at the place they're investigating, and he has parked his very recognizable car right in front.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I think Kolchak's here.
How can you
interesting.
tell? There's a shitty car in the parking lot.
It's interesting. They updated the Seventh Doctor's appearance for the Virgin New Adventures, and it could be Kolchak.
Yes, with the hat.
Yeah.
Not just
Yeah.
a hat, but they gave him a linen suit rather than what he was wearing, the check trousers and everything. A linen suit, occasionally a waistcoat, but I think blue silk shirt and tie. And I just thought I'd mention that
Yeah,
because
Okay.
they are very similar to a certain extent.
they are. I think I wouldn't, if you were watching the series, I would move this one somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it
it
really
doesn't-
isn't the one to end on.
No, it's not. It's not the strongest ending.
Did they know by then that? Oh no, hang on a second. This came last, didn't it?
Yeah.
So they must have known.
No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, the series came last after the movies.
Yes.
There wasn't
Yeah.
a TV movie after this.
No.
No,
The movies were
I thought
first,
maybe
and then
that
it
would be the
evolved
excuse,
into
but-
the series.
Okay.
And then by the time they were done, it's like, no, we don't want to see this again.
Yeah.
Not until the X-Files.
Exactly. Or Nick at Night.
Nick at Night, right. Right. Which is a nice transition to tomorrow, people, if we're ready to move.
Yes.
Well, have you said everything you need to say about it? I mean, overall, Kolchak, the whole thing.
Oh, overall,
Yeah.
it's a good campy series.
Mhm.
Definitely recommended for A, nostalgia, B, laughs, and C, what the hell are they trying to pull here?
I think actually the 2 movies are good. The first one's the best. If you want to get the feeling for like the best of Kolchak, just watch the first movie and stop.
Yeah.
The second movie's okay.
But
The
it's
first few
essentially a
episodes
rerun of the first movie.
Just
with the
the first few,
Strangler.
yeah, but you've got the underground city thing, and you've got it takes a lot of the same stuff, but there's some slightly
Well,
different
True
things.
Facts is the city of Portland does have an underground area. They give tours on it.
I think a lot of
It
places
used to
do.
be how they moved people who were being shanghaied.
Ah,
Sorry, I was just thinking of The Third Man. The climax to that. It's a brilliant film, The Third Man. Black and white, Brian, sorry.
It's okay. I'm
Orson
looking at my
Welles
dog.
It ends up in some very posh sewers. I think Berlin? Can't remember. Post-war.
You know your mug is broken, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's the biggest mug I've got. I want to try and find a big mug online, but I can't judge the size of them online.
Yeah,
That's too much. That's too big for me.
that's what you think.
Well, I said for me.
Tears
Tears
of my players.
Well, I'll tell you what, before we go on to the Tomorrow People, tell us about the RPG, Brian. What happened last Saturday?
Last Saturday, you guys had a fight.
Plus échange?
You guys won. I really need to up the danger level.
No. I was a hero.
You were a hero.
I was a hero.
Um,
I got
you
something
guys
to
are
do.
still trying to repair broken bonds of teamwork and
We're
friendship.
trying, although God knows where Retta's taking it.
Just remember,
a
friendship
scary
is magic.
path.
Damn it!
Retta's going down a very scary path, and I can't see where it's going. And I'm thinking, what's the
and
hell
you
she going
guys
to come
are
up with
like
next?
one day closer to the
not?
to the city of Stonewall.
Can I say the thing about Retta again?
Yeah, go
Thank
ahead.
you. Retta's going down a really strange path, and I don't know which way it's going, and it's getting scary.
Only Retta knows.
Oh, I know. She's superb. Absolutely
I
superb.
don't know nothing.
Nah. It's only right proper.
She tells me what's going on, so it's going to be fun.
Lilibet, you're constantly broadcasting.
oh,
You can tell because there's a green box around your picture.
oh, I don't know how to fix that.
That's all right.
It's just ambient sound. Your mic is picking up.
Ambient sounds. New playlist from Spotify.
Ambient sounds.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, yes, the RPG, very enjoyable. I got something to do, which was nice.
Yes.
You know, I got a chance to be a hero. I got, haha. And I'm hoping we can get that Epoch to...
APOC.
sorry, to join us and join the crew.
You might see him later, but you know they're loners. They're.
And I was
alone.
being my very best Mummerset friendliness to them.
They're alone. They're fighting a war against darkness and evil that you can't possibly understand.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
They're terribly mysterious.
Are they mistaken? Are they badly mistaken by the public? Do the public think terrible things? Is it a case of bring me photos of Spider-Man?
They're fighting to save a world that hates and fears them.
Oh my God.
Here.
Wow. Well, he's screwed then. So I don't know what's happening next, but that's next Saturday at 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern on the FACO Gaming channel. Please tune in. Don't really-
Also, sometime this week, I'm going to be doing a couple how to builds stuff
on the
in
on the
Foundry,
Twitch stream.
on the Twitch stream, and then I'm going to upload them to YouTube.
Excellent.
I just have to have the time at night to do it.
Excellent. Great. Become
yeah.
a resource.
Just some light stuff, you know. How do I build this kind of weapon?
Okay.
How do I build this thing?
I can't do anything like that. I haven't got the skills.
No, it's easy.
I'm 3.
Watch it. You know what? Why don't you watch the stream and then you can figure it out? Because I go into everything.
That's a scary thing to say. Oh dear. So anyway,
You'll be the only one watching the stream.
young Stephen Jameson's got a headache. Oh,
No.
yeah, no, he does, and he keeps hearing things. And it all gets a bit much for him, and there's a hoo-ha. And he ends up being taken to a hospital, except it's not really the proper hospital. This is the hospital of the evil shape-shifting robot Jedediah. Ginger and Lefty are working for Jedediah, but they don't realise that he's a bad robot man from space. And the Tomorrow People, because there are only 3 of them at the moment, Carol, John, and Kenny.
Kenny.
Who probably doesn't get anything to do again. Even
No,
in
he's there for the first season.
Yeah, but he still doesn't get anything to do when he's actually there. To be honest
He's
with
walking along.
you, this was one of our complaints last time we did this.
Sometimes
Kenny
being
just gets
kidnapped.
left in the lab.
Kenny just, he's there and then he's gone.
Yeah, it's very poor, quite frankly. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to go to Lilibet for this because I don't know if she's seen this before or not. The Tomorrow People, Lilibet.
Well, I
tread
did
softly,
watch-
because you tread on my childhood dreams.
I did used to watch when it was on Nickelodeon. It was on sort of the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah,
I think.
4 o'clock, 4:30.
Yeah. And quite enjoyed watching. And then we have, I'm looking at my stack over here. Where is it?
Don't let me get a sinister poem
There.
out.
There it is.
Uh-huh.
I've got them all there. So I had watched this with Dave a while back, when we were going to do them for something, but I don't think we ever actually recorded it. So this one I'm familiar with, and I think the next story I'm familiar with, and then we sort of got distracted. But I hadn't watched it in a few years. So I did actually enjoy sitting down and watching it.
Okay. Let's see how long that lasts.
Well, it was the sort of thing that I was like last Sunday afternoon, something like that, when I texted y'all about like, are we watching one episode or the whole first story? And I had my crochet out, and I had my,
Should have been
TV
raining,
on.
to be honest with you, as well.
It was
shouldn't
raining.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, it was raining.
Did you doze off?
Excellent.
You should have
no.
dozed off with the cat on you.
No. And the cat and crochet does not mix well.
You surprise me.
So, but it was a nice, enjoyable experience, and I found myself following the story. I do think the 2 motorcycle thugs are entertaining, but I kept thinking of them as like cartoon characters.
This
Yes.
is written for a lower age group. Certainly,
They were like
than Doctor
Dastardly
Who.
and Muttley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kids'
Yeah.
performance rather than something like Doctor Who, which was always straight.
Here's a reference. They turn into Bulk and Skull.
Yes. They also, Jedediah is not good at hiring people. It's why
No, he's not.
it didn't surprise
He's
me
a
when he turned out.
robot.
Yeah, but like
Even
didn't-
robots need HR departments.
that's it. He needed a better hiring process. Well, because we get the whole backstory that he was basically a cult leader in America is the cover story, and that he came over here.
Remember, 70s.
Yeah.
Interesting you say that, because in the book 3 in 3, which is 3, they weren't at the time novelizations of scripts, but Roger Price did use at least one of them for a script later on down the road. But in one of them, it is Jedediah, and he is the leader of a cult in America, and he's after Stephen again.
He's just not effective. I don't see him
No,
being an
he's
effective
not.
cult leader. I mean, first of all, you look at the eyebrows and you know he's evil.
He's Francis de Wolf. I mean, he was the
Well, not only that, but the outfit.
he was
Come
the
on,
rapist.
that
He
just
was
screams evil.
he was the rapist in the Keys and Marinus. He was after Babs. Bad man, very bad man. Never seen him knowingly underplay something. It's,
Sort of of the performances are sort of up here.
They are, yeah, they are.
The kids are fairly good. They're okay. I think it's actually the adults who are kind of the problem. Because the story when the kids are talking to the other kids, when they're like, "Oh, this is how it works, and this is, we formed our base, and this is our philosophy." It sounded like kids explaining their club.
Mm.
Yeah.
We've set up this club, and this is what we do, and this is how we do things, and we've made this cool place to work, and we've apparently built a computer.
Double-deckers.
I got thoughts on this.
Oh, John built the computer.
I got thoughts on John.
I think the Galactic Trig got in touch with him and gave him the details of how to build.
Yeah, that's why Tim sounds like the ambassador.
Philip Gilbert. That's always a bit shaky explanation, that. But anyway,
I do like the audacity of, in your first story, introducing aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Like what seems like a weird kids underground society kind of story, which is not unusual for a secret society. Like you're special in some kind of way and you're gonna belong. You didn't know you were special.
The Red Hand Gang.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that's very
the double-deckers.
All kids want to think they're special in some kind of way, and they all want to be part of some kind of club or group and have a mission, right?
Mm-hmm.
In whatever way that is. And kids operating essentially on their own without a lot of adult supervision is kind of quintessential kid fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that worked for me. I was a huge fan of like the Boxcar Children when I was a kid. And it's, these kids off solving mysteries, living in a boxcar on their own. They only live in the boxcar for the first episode. But then a mysterious rich benefactor, or not episode, first book, mysterious rich benefactor uncle somebody turns up in the end of the first book, and then they live with him. And the boxcar goes in the backyard, essentially. Anyway.
Okay.
Side thing. But I enjoyed all the kids' parts. I think John Reed's is just a little older. I mean, I know the actor was
like
older.
early 20s, mid 20s.
Yeah.
Now here's something I found
Here we go.
incredible,
Here we go.
incredulous actually. I
we
don't know
go.
if it's the culture or time or whatever, but do you recall when Steven gets finally rescued and is in the Tomorrow People subway station,
The lab.
on the bed, and him and John are talking about having to tell his mother,
Yes.
and John's like, "Well, I'll go over and tell her."
Yeah.
So here you are, Mrs. Mother of Steven, standing there, and some mid-20s guy comes up to you and starts telling you, "Oh, your son's special. He's with us now. He's not here right now. No, you can't see him. We're keeping him safe, but everything's going to be fine."
And then he jaunts.
It doesn't matter if he even teleports in front of her. Right about then, he'd be getting a punch in the face. And maybe several agencies arresting him.
He's spectacularly bad at notifying her. You'd think
Yes.
he'd have at least like two other parents have like, presumably he's gone to the other two kids' houses and made this transitional
Why isn't
announcement.
Steven with him?
Right,
That's-
you would take Steven with him and say, "Hey, like, here's your kid. He's special. You thought he was having headaches, and here's his cool thing, and he can do this, and he's part of our gang now." And
No, he's in our subway station headquarters. You're never going to see him again. We're never going to see you again. And he can
Also-
teleport wherever he wants.
Also, presumably his mother didn't think he was missing. She thought he was at the hospital, right?
Yeah. She doesn't know he's been kidnapped like twice already.
She thinks he's missing, and she'll be frantic, but she thinks he's still at the hospital,
Mhm.
which is why at the end he has to go back to the hospital.
Are you keeping up at home? Good. Quiz at the end.
Yeah. Parents.
So it doesn't
Parents
make
just
sense
don't
that
understand,
she would
man.
be worried. She's like, oh, I mean, she's worried about his health, but the doctor basically said, like, also, if you as a parent told the doctor, my son is having massive headaches and he says he's hearing voices, they're going to order a psych eval.
Oh, easily. MRI, psych eval.
For a
Two-
child
right off the
entering
bat.
adolescence, like, that is a
Precursors
key
to
warning
schizophrenia,
sign.
you know? Does he like to hurt small animals?
Did they have MRIs back then? I wonder. I can't remember. I don't think they did.
Like, they knew that's when that happens. You know, that's when.
Well, I had the
said-
headaches. I just didn't hear any voices. So,
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm a tomorrow person in disguise.
Did they tell? No. Oh no, you're like the Russian one.
Yeah,
You're like
man. Yeah.
that lady that was helping out.
I'm the Jersey
yeah, that
tomorrow
never-
people. Yeah,
Yeah, that never followed through.
yeah.
The auxiliary brigade.
Oh, very good. Right.
Uh,
Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. I wasn't entirely expecting to, because a lot of the stuff you go back and watch from enjoying
Sometimes it's
your
hard,
career.
isn't it? Yeah.
And it is spectacularly 70s.
The hair, the clothes,
It's-
the wide
yeah.
belts.
The polyester of it all.
Oh yeah,
Daleks
the
could run
inflatable pillow. The inflatable plastic pillow.
forever. Magnificent.
This is a master plot.
Yeah.
The pillow's gonna eat him like a daffodil.
It's like some little. They pull out like this little
The most
twin hide a bed.
uncomfortable bed.
He jumps on it, and you don't even see the kid bounce. He just poke. Ow! The most uncomfortable bed in the world. The most uncomfortable pillow.
Right.
Yes. So you had a point about computers.
Who did?
Oh, Brian.
Oh, just that. Okay, so the Galactic Trig has been talking with John this
I'm hearing the
entire
voices of
time.
the aliens again.
Yeah, he's hearing the voices of the aliens, and they're giving him help to build Tim a bio computer that is like light years ahead of everything,
It
even
worked in Star
today.
Trek Voyager.
Take this cheese to sickbay.
Yeah. But they gave it the greatest flaw ever.
A huge switch.
A huge switch that when it's off, it's red.
I loved that he was like, and how is there a way to turn it off? Yes. Here's the huge switch to turn it off.
Here's the huge
Okay.
obvious switch person we've never met before. We're telling all our secrets to.
Who's just clearly been hypnotized by the bad guy. Yeah. Also, I think maybe they should have some shielding against hypnotism in their little bunker. I think that would be wise planning ahead.
I love the glowy tables. Yeah, everybody come around the table. We're all going to talk to Steven. You're telepaths.
It enabled Tim to boost them. The tables were very
Here's
pretty.
an interesting point.
Yes.
They all three of them can teleport. They have the
Jaunt.
the belts. Jaunt.
Jaunt.
They have the belts. So why at the hospital, when they're first getting him and Steven's in his jammies, didn't anyone think, hey, maybe we should bring in extra belts?
Plot reasons.
I think they're really. I actually do think the fact that they're bad at bringing him on board is kind of probably accurate.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know how the others got into the group, but the idea of, oh, we know that we're supposed to be looking for new people who are coming into their powers and breaking out or whatever, but we've planned step A and step B, and we didn't get farther than that.
We're not quite sure on how to do
Prefrontal
this.
cortexes aren't finished. Our decision making isn't great.
We only have so much money in the budget to make these belts. We built a
Although-
supercomputer in the ceiling. That's
Yes.
about it.
That's it. Although, I mean, yes, the special effects are 70s. They're very 70s. But I have to give them props for how many there are. Because that had to have taken forever. Especially, on a new series where you don't have procedures in place for doing that kind of filming.
I also should
Yeah.
point out it's Thames Television, and they weren't used to this sort of thing. The thing is, it's also got a kids' budget, not a drama budget like Doctor Who, so the budget's a lot smaller than Doctor Who's, even back then. And what they achieve is quite brilliant. I mean, we look at it now and we snigger, but for the time, it was.
Oh, hey, you asked little 8-year-old Brian. It was awesome. That show was fantastic.
So
Up
the
until
question
mine.
is, do we continue? Now we've seen the first story. Do we continue and do all the Tomorrow People like we did last time, not so long ago, or do we move on to something else?
4 years. 4 years ago.
Was it really that long ago?
Yeah, it was an Eddie era.
It was Eddie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Almighty, it goes so quickly. Goodness me! So we'll give a little
Companions
bit.
grow up so fast.
Let's give a little bit the choice. Would you like to do something else or Tomorrow People?
Well, I'm to continue. I don't know that I want to do every single episode of the whole thing because that's a lot.
Why don't we?
Do you want to cherry pick some good ones?
No. What I think we're going to do is the first 3 or 4 seasons, and that's it. We'll leave it there. When
Can
it
we
was
do the jumpsuits?
the bubble skin
gotta do the
jumpsuits once. We might do, yeah.
We
But
gotta do the jumpsuits.
all right. But because that's when the Tomorrow People was good.
Yeah.
And it does improve.
It gets even better in the first couple seasons. And then Mike.
You've really got a problem with Mike Holloway, haven't you?
Yes.
He's a nice bloke.
Good for him.
Oh, dear me. So, anyway.
That's when you notice the decline in quality.
That's fair, but you can't
The
put that down to
drum
him.
that summoned Satan.
You can't blame him for that.
No. Yes, I can, because he was the one banging the freaking drum.
Oh, God.
Okay, so
He didn't have his own agency. He was
But
being
this-
controlled by the script monkeys.
Satan,
is it
clearly.
Medusa strain? Is that the next thing?
That's the next one, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we could skip Medusa Strain. Go straight for the time traveler one?
Little spy drama.
Or does Medusa Strain lead into...
Just keep it as it is. We're
Okay.
gonna get ourselves confused. It's not as if there's a huge amount to these seasons. You know, they're not hugely long.
I do have the 90s series
No.
and the CW series.
No.
Oh dear.
No.
Dear God.
Before you say anything, I have seen them.
I'm sorry. Even I couldn't watch the
Again?
CW series.
Crashing all over my childhood dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah. God,
That's when Robbie Amell, was trying to, ride Big Brother's coattails into being a TV star. The CW series.
Ah, right. Okay, so Big Brother TV series. Right, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? So, next week, we've got the Ice... Sorry, not next week, in a fortnight. We've got the Ice Warriors. We've got the Medusa Strain for the Tomorrow People. We've got to do some Big Finish. Now my head doesn't hurt so much. I'll try and work something out, and I'll try and do it tonight a little bit.
Okay.
So it's done.
I appreciate it. That gives me 2 weeks to listen during my commutes.
Yeah, I'm thinking we might do the next Ninth Doctor box set. because he meets up with Benny. And that would be a nice Ninth Doctor and former companion. Something we never really got to see. The closest we got was school reunion when Sarah turns up. It's, I know, that was the 11th Doctor. Yes, the 11th Doctor. Fuck it. Bastards.
Technically the 10th and 11th Doctor.
Actually, technically, the 11th and 12th Doctors.
All regenerations count.
Can't.
I don't make the
Can
rules.
we color code them?
Huh? What?
Could we just, instead of numbering them, let's just color code them?
Blue.
Like green, blue, mauve, polka dots.
Tom would be brown,
No, Tom wouldn't be brown. Tom would have to be the season 18 colours.
which are brown.
No, they're not. They're burgundy, plum, and, well, a lovely purpley bluish, and burnt orange.
Yeah, see, none of those are my favorite colors. I vastly prefer
Yeah.
the other stuff.
You're overcomplicating the colors.
No, I'm not.
I would call him Stripey Doctor. And then
Scarfy
Checkered
Doctor.
Scarfy Doctor. Yeah, you could do that. I just need a non-math oriented system.
Scarfy Doctor, Fuzzy Coat Doctor, Celery Doctor,
Yeah. There we go.
Fuzzy coat doctor.
Furry Coat Doctor.
Okay, so Troughton?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go on, carry on.
Celery Doctor,
Yeah.
fairly obvious. Clown Shoes Doctor.
Colin.
Um,
Sorry, Colin.
Ruffles Doctor.
Pirate shirt.
The pert.
Mm-hmm.
But twee.
And of course we have Scarfy Doctor.
Yes.
Suspenders.
Trying to think of Sylvester.
The Umbrella Doctor.
Coat and Tails.
Oh,
No.
he's the only one
The
who carries
Umbrella
umbrella.
character.
Yeah.
The Umbrella Doctor.
Umbrella. Okay. Then we have Leather Jacket.
Jacket, yes.
Leather Jacket 1. Yeah, go on. Have you done the 8th Doctor?
We had. No, I didn't do the 8th Doctor.
Oh, right, okay. You could
Wait.
do that first. You're doing it in order, remember?
Oh. Okay.
It's the law!
What do we do for the 8th Doctor?
But no.
Well, he's got a
Ponzi.
Velveek.
The Wig Doctor.
Wig Doctor.
Yes.
The Wig
Okay.
Doctor, yeah.
Then we have Leather Jacket Doctor.
Leather Jacket 1.
Which Leather Jacket one?
That's War Doctor.
No, War Doctor's more, he's got that bandolier thing.
So you want to make the distinction, do you?
Yeah, let's go with Bandolier Doctor
Bandolier
for War
Doctor,
Doctor, and then
Leather
Leather
Jacket.
Jacket for...
Okay.
Okay. Now we got Trench Coat.
Okay,
Trench
now,
coat's
we've
good.
got...
No. I'm
Converse.
sorry. Better yet,
Converse.
Sand Shoes.
Hang on. There's 2 of them. So, blue suit doctor, brown suit doctor.
Okay.
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 This is still going to fuck up come when he comes back, but
And
let's
then we
keep
have
going.
Bow Tie.
Bow tie, yep. Or Fez.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
The Fez
Bow Tie.
Doctor.
Yeah, Fez Doctor, because, he switches.
It's either is valid, I think.
Let me see. Capaldi, what are we doing for Capaldi?
The cool Doctor.
No.
Yeah,
Um,
because he was your cool uncle. Very badly behaved at times.
okay.
The sunglasses Doctor.
He
Shades.
does.
The Shades,
Shades.
Doctor. There you go.
Shades Doctor.
Joe Cool Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Jody, what are we doing with Jody?
Culottes.
Suspenders?
Culottes. She's the only one who
Culottes.
wears culottes.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
I'd quite like to call her the Rainbow Doctor, but okay.
Well, you could call her Rainbow.
Yeah.
But-
And then
And that's it, like Colin's outfit is a bit rainbow.
that's true. But we got clown shoes for that.
We got clown shoes on him.
Yeah. Tennant again. Just can't get rid
Stubble.
of him.
The stubble doctor.
The stubbly doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Great suit.
There you go.
And Shooty?
Well, we haven't seen his season yet.
Oh, you're withholding? Right. Okay.
I'm withholding judgment until we see his first season, which I'm
I don't
very
know, I
sad they
think we
got
could-
rid of, what's her name already?
Well, we don't know what's going on. It was one report in the newspaper, and because of the wording of it,
Well, they've already cast a new person.
yeah, but she's coming back for a few episodes next time as well. So remember what happened here. The only companion with RTD originally that stayed more than a year was Rose. And she had 2 doctors, so she did 1 season per doctor. After that, Martha, 1 season, with a couple of episodes in the next season. Donna, 1 season. Now we've got essentially the same thing again.
Yeah,
But it's because of the
right.
wording of the Daily Mirror report that people thought she'd been dumped. And it
Well, it's
probably
also,
hasn't been.
from her herself.
No, it's not.
Okay.
That none of them have said anything.
Okay.
Their lips are sealed. I think this is just business as usual for RTD, but because of the way it was worded in that paper, everybody went, "Oh my God, the sky's falling."
Already filming the second series. The first one's in the can.
Yeah, they're just waiting for it to air
Yeah.
Quite late.
in May.
Quite late. I mean, over here it's going to be punted all around the football schedules because it's the European Cup or the World Cup or something.
Yeah, I don't
Disney
understand
Plus.
why that you don't just put football on a special football channel. Because
I'd
otherwise
often
it just moves
thought
everything
that.
around.
I'd
So just
often
have a
thought that.
football channel. You want to watch football? There it is. Watch it. Have a great time. Enjoy. Wonderful. And then everybody else can watch stuff that isn't football. Because heaven knows, I like a good match, but it doesn't make sense to move the whole thing around.
No, it doesn't.
Olympics, get it. It's every 4 years
But
or every,
this has been
all the time.
this has been a complaint for decades.
Have BBC
It's the
football.
eternal thing. They couldn't afford it, and to be fair,
they could.
no, they couldn't. Simply,
People would watch it.
no. You've got to remember the amount of rights, the rights to show these games cost. More often than not, the BBC loses out to broadcasters like Sky or somebody else to get the first run, the live rights.
Yeah,
all
I
they
don't
could
think
do,
they
they'd
should be
have
allowed.
to.
Yes.
You'd be
Like, I
listening.
think every
You were
broadcaster should
married
be
to a
able to do every
Millwall fan,
football-
weren't you?
Well, no, I think,
He
yes,
was.
But, he was. But I also don't think that any sports should have, be able to say, well, only this channel carries it. I think you should be able to say, you send cameras and you film it and you broadcast it and you go on, have a
This
great
is
time.
one of the reasons I don't like a lot of professional sport, but particularly professional football, is the sheer amount of money floating around in it. I think it's morally reprehensible.
It's very silly, is what it is.
It
It's
is.
very silly. But
Especially when they're flouncing all over the fields like,
Yes, I
they
know.
don't let me be in charge of these things.
Once again,
Yeah,
we're back
if
to
you
Lilibet
fall-
ruling the world. This is
Well,
becoming a
if you
running
fall
trope.
down during a football match, you better properly be hurt.
I want to see blood, man.
I noticed
Like,
they
you
got
slipped, fine, you slipped, okay, but if you fall down, you better actually be hurt. 'Cause there will not be
they
faith.
don't appear to have the magic sponge anymore. It used to be the coach would stand on the sideline with a bucket of cold water and a sponge, and if someone fell over, he'd go there, so just put the magic sponge on him, and he'd be all right. They don't
Well,
do that
it's like
now.
in
Now it's
school
all
where
a
they used
huge
to say-
drama.
Put cold paper towel on your head, you'll be all right, right? Go get a drink of water, put a cold paper towel on your head, you'll be fine. But I not that I want people hurt, but if you fall down and you call foul, you better actually be hurt. Because my rule would be, if you acted like you were hurt and you weren't really, you sit out and your team plays without you.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with that. Right.
Go to
So-
your corner.
What are you doing next week?
Work, and then after that I'm on spring break. So we've got one more.
Oh, she's going to be down there. She's going to be down to the bikini. She's going to be throwing wet T-shirts everywhere.
Sure. I didn't do that when I was in college. I'm not doing it now.
You're saying English teacher gone wild?
Oh, she broke
Ah,
bad,
it's
Brian.
everywhere.
She broke bad.
Now it's the end of term as well, so I've got quite a lot of grading to do this week, which is really just my fault because I assigned them writing.
How dare you do your job?
I know,
Right.
but
Oh.
then spring break, and I will enjoy not going to school for a little while.
The Brian.
Work and trying to get in those filled.
And tell the snow
I need to
leave
film
off.
the shorts for the
Oh,
how-tos.
shorts. I was thinking of... What? You're going to wear a pair of shorts? What?
You'll never know. You don't know. I might not be wearing pants right now. That's right. There might not be anything on underneath this line here. See this line?
There might not be anything underneath the line. You might just be a torso.
I might.
I
be.
made that
You don't
gag
know.
in the last RPG, actually. My incredibly bad joke to start the session off with. Ah, dear. Right, so, yeah, join us in 2 weeks for Doctor Who and the Ice Warriors and the Tomorrow People and a Big Finish, probably the 9th Doctor box set. Yeah. That's it. Oh, no. Yes, no. What am I doing next week? Nothing. There we go.
Okay.
Going to the theater, you said.
Oh, yes. Well, I've already said it, so it doesn't need to be said
With
again.
Fireball.
No, Fireball Jr. will not be joining me. It's a bit too much, I would have thought, for a theatre. You know, a mobility scooter. I'll take my wheelie walker, because I've got a different wheelie walker now, which is a lot better. So, would you get on there? Do you want to say goodbye?
Not really.
Oh, Bots, he misses you.
I miss the bots.
Ta-ra, everyone.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.